The Washington Wizards lose a close one to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 115-105 in Cleveland. Turnovers and rebounding killed this team. But Bilal Coulibaly was definitely a bright spot for this team amongst other bright spots. So, very close win, but close, but no cigar tonight. Let's talk about it next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon Scott again. Your favorite podcast now has a newsletter. Introducing the Locked On Wizards Daily Newsletter, one-stop shop for the ultimate team and league coverage, delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with the all-new free Locked On Wizards newsletter. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Robinhood Gold. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of the high net worth for any net worth. These generous benefits are now available for only $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. All right, everybody, the Washington Wizards played a very tough game tonight, but ultimately did lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 115-105, and the defining factors were turnovers and rebounding. But there were bright spots tonight. Bilal Coulibaly led the Washington Wizards with 27 points tonight, and Justin Shimpney added looked good. I mean, there were bright spots for the team, but like I said, rebounding and turnovers especially definitely killed this team. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats real quick. So bear with your boy. All right, so let's get into this thing. Let's get the stats real quick. So like I said, tonight, what lost this game? To me, it was turnovers first. Then we're going to get into rebounds. So turnovers. We committed 18 turnovers tonight compared to their 11. So with those 18 turnovers, it led to 26 points off of turnovers. So they capitalize off our turnovers. Ball security is key. No matter if it's basketball or football, ball security. So, securing the ball should be a priority. And, there was times where we looked very, very sloppy. But then we were still in the position to really challenge the Cavaliers. So I think that says something about how defining turnovers and rebounding is. Looking at the rebounding numbers, they out-rebounded us 62-52, including 16 offensive rebounds, which led to, drumroll please, 17 second chance points. So again, losing the battle of the turnovers, the turnovers, but rebounding, they were able to definitely definitely extend possessions, and it led to second chance points. That's why you've got to really, really win the battle of the rebounds, man, because ultimately, if you give a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers an opportunity to have 2-3 chances to get the ball in the hoop, that you got to work on that. Like I said, there's times where rebounding has been better this year with the Washington Wizards, but overall, especially, the acquisition of Jonas Valanciunas, but overall, man, we just are not where we need to be rebounding the ball, especially, looking at Alisar. I'm going to get in, talk about him in a minute. So let's look at the starting five, because this was not a bad game overall from this team. Starting with JP 36 minutes a night, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 for 15 for the field, 2 8 from 3, 3 for 3 for the charity strike, 3 steals, 1 block, but 7 turnovers. So, a lot of that is on JP 13. Not a bad night. The shot wasn't dropping like he wanted to, but he found ways to definitely get involved. Man, like I said, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and then 17 points. So not too bad. Not his best showing, but not his worst showing in the same token, but very active on defense. And one area where Jordan Poole has definitely improved, which is the defensive side of the ball, man. 3 steals tonight. 3 steals. So very active and shows a lot of energy on the defensive end, especially being very active in passing lanes. And 1 block. So he continues to be a lot better defender than he was last year. I mean, he's put a lot of work into his defense, and it shows. But the turnovers, like I said, aggressive player, but the turnovers did turn around and bite him tonight. All right, Bilal Coulibaly, let's talk about Be Cool. Come on now, let's talk about Be Cool. He started out hot this season, then he kind of cooled down, right? But look, he's lighting it back up a little bit, because tonight he looked good. I mean, 27 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, an efficient 10 for 18 from the field, 5 3-pointers. He was 5 for 8 from the field, from 3 tonight, guys. 5 for 8 from 3. Come on now. All right, so looking at other stats real quick 2 for 2 for the charity strike, 2 blocks, 3 turnovers, but we ain't tripping about the 3 turnovers, man, because look, this is the type of performance we want to see from Be Cool. And that really tells you, because like I said, we're going to talk about a report that came out about them, looking at vets and who's going, who's staying. But when you see performances like different Be Cool, it really puts the writing on the wall for certain players. And, if Bilal can continue to show that he's breaking out in year 2, I mean, this is the type of performance that I expect from Bilal Coulibaly, man. And when you guys who checked out the Josh Robbins episode, man, I said it. I feel like that at times he's trying to do too much. Just go out there and play. And he just went out there and played. I didn't feel like he tried to do too much tonight. He was efficient. He just went out there and played his game. Another guy who is a young player who definitely needs to be part of the long-term plans here in the nation's cap, Justin Shanpenny. 16 points, 8 boards. Come on now. 8 boards. 1 assist, 7 for 13 for the field, 2 for 7 from 3, 1 steal, 1 block, no turnovers. He continues to play high-level basketball with a lot of injuries that we're dealing with. He continues to play good basketball. And he's a guy who, look, his contract ain't going to break the bank. He's a guy we can definitely keep around for a while. A nice young player who, again, doesn't need to be a star, doesn't need to be a starter, but he produces when called upon. And so I think that Justin Shanpenny is a keeper. You keep him around for a while, man. He fits the mold as far as age-wise and his play style. You got to love his two-way capability. So Justin Shanpenny, again, played a really, really good game. Alex Sarr, a really good performance again. 26 minutes tonight, 14 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 6 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 1 block, 1 steal. And again, Alex Sarr is starting to ramp it up a little bit offensively. Now, yes, can he be way too dependent on being an outside threat? Yes. But if you have the shot, you definitely take that. But at 7-1, we've got to get this brother in the paint, man. We've got to find ways to get him more active in the paint. The rebounding numbers I do like, but long-term, we're looking long-term, definitely want to see him be more active inside, man, as opposed to being just a perimeter threat. All right. Bub Carrington, not his best showing, but I think he definitely found other ways to contribute. 7 rebounds, good board numbers from a guard. Only 2 points, shooting 1 for 6 for the field, 0 for 4 from 3. Not his best shooting night, obviously, but 3 assists. He was active, but ultimately his shot just did not drop. So let's get into the second unit real quick, everybody. Johnny Davis. Let's talk about Johnny Davis real quick. Now, Johnny has had a roller coaster ride here in the nation's cap, right? But this year is different as compared to the Tommy Shepard era and the early part of Brian Keefe solidifying himself as head coach. I think he's responding to Brian Keefe. I think he's putting the work in. The shot looks good. You see the energy. You see the improved ball handling. You see the defense. Johnny Davis, if he continues to really look better this year, why not bring him back? I'm not saying a long-term contract, but I'm saying why not? See if Brian Keefe can make him better and better. Like I said, I was a guy that said, look, his tenure here in DC may be over because he's had a roller coaster ride, and not everything is his fault, but there are factors which is his fault. But look, if he continues to improve, I think you deadly. And I said it, before the season started, give Johnny Davis a year under Brian Keefe, see if Brian Keefe can fix him. And I think that he's responded. He's playing. That shot looked good form, good release, fast release. He's much improved. So has he lived up to the 10th overall pick? No, but he is definitely starting to develop a lot more than he did under the previous administration. So looking at some other stats on the second unit, Jonas Valanciunas, again, he produces when called upon. We're going to talk about him in a minute because he may or may not be on his way out of DC. But, tonight, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 for 6 from 3, or 3 from 6 from the field. And then Jared Butler does what Jared Butler does best. He produces when called upon. In 17 minutes, 7 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 for 6 from the field, and 1 for 2 from 3. Anthony Eagle came in 7 minutes, didn't score any points, but we know that he's that glue guy. So, and then Marvin Bags, only 4 minutes, but he scored 6 points in 4 minutes. So give the brother more minutes, man. Stop playing. Give the brother more minutes. So, overall, this was a really close game. Very close. They definitely kept themselves in his game, but ultimately turnovers, it was the defining factor. This team, if you look at turnovers and the fact that Cleveland was able to capitalize off those turnovers, it killed this team. It killed them. It really did. And looking at rebounding, have we done better as of late at rebounding? Yes, but still, it's not where we want to be, guys. Jonas Valanciunas he's done well rebounding the ball. Alex Sarr has done better than expected rebounding the ball. Looking at guards like Malcolm Brogdon, Jared Butler, Bilal, they get in there and they're very active, but we've definitely got to win that rebound battle, especially against a team like Cleveland, because when you got Allen, they didn't have Mobley tonight, so Allen was the lone guy in the paint, and he put in work. Kind of looking at Allen's stats real quick. Look at that. 11 rebounds tonight, 3 offensive rebounds. So, Allen is what they expect from him. So the paint, they control the paint, and they capitalize off of turnovers. So there was over the defining factors why we lost this game. So does it get easier? No. We have the Boston Celtics on Sunday. So it does not get easier from here. So obviously they added this game and the Boston Celtics game due to us no longer being part of the NBA Emirates Cup, which I don't really care. I mean, I think there's such a cornballish ideal, but it is what it is. They hooked us up and they gave us the Cleveland Cavaliers and then they gave us the Boston Celtics. So it does not get easier. So we've got to get better in rebounding. We've got to get better with turnovers. Protecting the ball security's got to be key. I felt like it was a balanced offense tonight, though. That was one of my keys to victory / development. Not being so reliant on isolation basketball. Definitely use team basketball first, and then when the situation calls for it, have that one-on-one matchup. But they did a good job tonight with ball movement. So again, guys, this was a close game. Close, but no cigar. The Washington Wizards do lose a close one, but they ultimately do lose this game 115-105. And the reason is turnovers and rebounding. So we're going to look over a report which talks about, are the vets here to stay or to go? Is it smoke and mirrors or, what are we looking at? So we're going to look at a report and I'm going to respond to that. And then we're going to get into comments like we always do. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Robinhood. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Robinhood Gold. With Robinhood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Robinhood Gold allows others to get the rates and perks usually reserved for the high society. Now, the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn the very liberal rate of 4.25 APY on uninvested cash and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on IRA account contributions. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of the high net worth for any net worth. These generous benefits are now available for only $5 a month. What? $5 a month? Absolutely. Just $5 a month, y'all. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at RobinhoodGold.com. Terms apply. For product-specific disclosures, visit RobinhoodGold.com or RobinhoodGold.com/gold. My fault. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold, LLC. All right, everybody, let's get back into this thing. So, there was a report out, and I'm going to respond to it. There's been a lot of reports talking about how they're going to shop a lot of these vets. Jonas Valanciunas, Malcolm Brogdon, Kyle Kuzma. Could Corey Kispert be a trade candidate? Looking at Johnny Davis. So, but there is a conflicting report that came out, and it's a reputable source. I mean, probably one of the most reputable sources around the league. But I think that when you look at the trade deadline, a lot of smoke and mirrors. So this is through David Aldridge. Shout out to the GOAT. When in the media world, in the journalism world, David Aldridge is one of the GOATs, man. So this is to David Aldridge. Shout out to my guy, David Aldridge, and then reported by NBA Central on X. So it says, quote unquote, some members of the Washington Wizards are still interested in keeping Jonas Valanciunas long term due to his veteran leadership, per David Aldridge, DZ. The Wizards have been adamant that they also plan to hold on most of the remaining veterans as long as possible during the rebuild. In particular, Wizards officials insist that they want Valanciunas and his professionalism around the young guys for the long haul. So how do we respond to that? There's been a lot of reports to say that we're shopping all of them. And then you come out with a report like this and it confuses you a little bit. It does. And there's kind of several perspectives to look at. Number one, smoke and mirrors. They're playing the game. When you get close to the trade deadline, you've got to play the game. They exhibit certain things. He's looking at Jonas Valanciunas. Is he good for these young guys? Absolutely. That's not even a question. I think that he can definitely continue to push Alex R. He's definitely provided much needed leadership, much needed, experience. He's been around the league a while, and he's definitely been a guy who's played against the Wizards at a high level. So he's definitely is an asset to his team. But let's be real, man. We at some point you got to start a youth movement. I understand leadership. I understand how important leadership is. You definitely need veteran leadership on this team, but you can't have every veteran on this team. I mean, you got to move on from these guys. Jonas Valanciunas, like I said, his salary is very, very team friendly, not only for us but for other teams. So if we keep him, it's not going to bog down our salary cap situation. So let's be real, we can keep him. But the thing is, at what point? And here's the thing too: the first rookie extension that comes up is after Jonas Valanciunas' contract expires. So Bilal in 3 years is going to be that guy's going to be up for the first young guy up for a re-extension. So is it really going to conflict with that? No. So would I be upset? No. I think that he's a good veteran guy. He can, but here's the thing too, is a logjam in center. All right. So if you retain Jonas Valanciunas, still then, is Rashawn Holmes now the guy that you're going to shop? Because you have to see what you have in Tristan Vucevic. This is a rebuild. You got young players. You have to prioritize young players. And that's where my head is at. I get veteran leadership, but then you have to prioritize your young players, man. You have to, because it's a rebuild. If you don't prioritize young talent, then you want as well have not even hit the reset button at all. I mean, and that's where my head is at. I think you shop Jonas Valanciunas. I get a scenario where you keep him around for leadership, and I would not be upset with that. I wouldn't understand it, because my opinion is you move him. You get some value from him. I think the Lakers are a team that you could definitely move. Now, the thing is, we looked at a lot of trade scenarios where there's a big chance you may not get a first-round pick for him. Now, that's if you try to trade him solo. You put him in a trade because he's got a very team-friendly contract. You throw his salary at around $10 million with a player like Kyle Kuzma or Malcolm Brogdon as a salary filler, then you can go get those 2 first-round picks, because let's be real, Kuz ain't gonna get 2 first-rounders. So if you really realistically want to go get 2 first-rounders, you probably have to package Jonas Valanciunas and Kyle Kuzma. Or, looking at when you throw in, Malcolm Brogdon, Corey Kispert, they're gonna have to be crafty, because you may or may not, because let's be real. Jonas Valanciunas, he produces when called upon, but he's not that JV from Memphis. He's not that JV from Toronto. He's not that JV from New Orleans. He is aged. He has definitely lost a step as far as getting up and down the court. Very productive. Money mid-range jumper. I mean, a guy who rebound numbers. He's a vicious rebounder. Dog on the defensive end. But, you got to be realistic with what we're trying to do. You have to start a youth movement. We are in year 2. You cannot wait till year 3 to start giving these young guys significant minutes. Then you're looking at 2 years of a rebuild where you had to balance veterans and young guys. And it's just, you just wasted 2 years. We must have just kept what we had going on. If you're going to just get, I mean, that's what I do trust this front office. And have they made mistakes? Yes. But overall, they've done a good job. I have no expectations that they're going to be perfect. That would be unreal. I think it's too early in the process to judge them or Brian Keefe. I think definitely give them the opportunity to prove they can do the job. And, look, be real. Will Dawkins is a better GM than Ernie Grunfeld is, and he's only been here 2 years. So, I mean, he's already better than Ernie. And Ernie had every chance in the world, and he failed for how many years? So, give him a chance. But in the same token, we've got to see what the route is being taken, man. Taken, Lord have mercy. You've got to see what the plan is. You've got to start the youth movement. You go into the 2025 NBA draft, pick up Cooper Flag. You got to make some moves. Like, you got to go young. Cooper Flag is going to be your face. Bilal Coulibaly is breaking out. He's going to be that co-face. You got Jordan Poole's going to be in the mode. You got Sadiq Bey's going to be out the next year. The list goes on. You got to go younger. So I think you definitely shop him and you move Jonas Valanciunas. Kyle Kuzma, I think the writing's on the wall. You move Kyle Kuzma at some point before the deadline or at the deadline. Malcolm Brogdon, if you could keep him healthy, you try to move him. But with a price tag of $22.5 million, he could be, and this is a question that I've asked people within the organization. This is a question that I've asked people to cover the team, like Josh Robbins, which is, can you see a scenario where he stays here for longer? Yeah, because availability is your best ability, and he's hurt again. He's been hurt twice this year already. And when you have a price tag of 22.5, a lot of teams are going to be hesitant to want to make that move. So he could be, and I think this is a win-win, because, yes, kind of like Tyus, kind of like KP, you want to get some kind of value. But let's be real. I mean, he does provide leadership. So if we're not able to move Brogdon, I would not be upset per se, because you still got a veteran guy on an expiring contract. His money's going to be off the books next year. So Kuzma, with his contract being very team friendly, you can see a scenario. But like I said, looking at the report and looking at what they said, plan to hold on to most of the remaining vets as long as possible during the rebuild. So, I can understand striking the market while it's hot, hitting, but you got to move on from some of these guys. Kyle Kuzma, he's a guy where playing the 4. If we go get Cooper Flag, he's definitely going to be the 4 of the future. Especially if you're looking at Star at the 5, Bilal at the 3. But do you have to be in a rush? No, but you have to get value for these guys. I want a youth movement. I'm just be 100% with you guys, because it's year 2 of the rebuild. I want a youth movement. I want this team to get younger, and I want to get value for some of these vets. Now, are there vets of the team that you retain? Anthony Gill, you got leadership right there. He is our player coach pretty much. I mean, he's a guy who leads by example, great leadership, great voice in the locker room. Jordan Poole, he's a vet. Leadership. Valanciunas, I think he has done well with leadership, but it's time to get some value. Kyle Kuzma, he's played well here in DC. He's been a really good player in DC, has really contributed a lot, not only on the court, but off the court. And it's been a pleasure. But we're in year 2 of a rebuild. I think you definitely get value for him and put him in a situation where either A, he's close to home, or B, he's in a situation to challenge for another championship. And then looking at Malcolm Brogdon, I mean, he can play. That's not a question. Can he stay on the court? That is the question. And then when you look at Corey Kispert, he could be a tradable guy, very tradable. Johnny Davis, he's shown enough to where maybe teams can be like, all right, maybe we can work with him and we can get him to a certain point because he's shown something this year. So we got options. I don't think we sit dormant at the deadline. We've got to be very, very engaged in the deadline because, like I said, this rebuild doesn't have to last forever. You go get a nice young player at the trade deadline, and then you go and you get a high impact player in the draft. And if you really have to take up a certain amount of the cap, go out there and sign some guys to 1-year contracts. We don't have to hold these long-term contracts. Go have these prove-it deals. If you really want to make up so much of the cap. And that's where my head is at. Jonas Valanciunas has played well, but it's time to get some value. So you guys let me know, do you agree? Do you disagree? And why? Definitely get in the comment section and let me know. So we're going to get in the comments because we're going to start this Friday off like we always do, baby. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You can start with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. All right, everybody, let's get in the comments like we always do. And like I said, guys, I try to keep the episodes definitely shorter so I can't hit everybody's comment, man, but I'm going to try my very best. So Locked on Law kicked everything off at 7:21, so he was not playing. 21 minutes after the game started, you got to love the dedication. He says, defend the three-point line, and they might have a chance. Well, the three-point was not the issue tonight. We were kind of on par with them as far as from the perimeter. The biggest thing was turnovers kills. Rebounding was a factor, but I think if you look between the two factors of rebounding and turnovers were the issue. Bucket Getter says, Bilal looks confident again. Yeah, just got to, my biggest thing is this, and I kind of talk about it with Josh Robbins. Shout out to him, is that I think he's trying to do too much. He feels the pressure a little bit. Second year, looked like he was breaking out. Just go out there and play ball. Bilal just go out there and play ball, and he did that. He looked very confident, and he looked locked in. He looked like he wasn't trying to do too much. So that's definitely what you want to see from Be Cool, man. Bucket Getter also said Justin Champagnie is part of this rebuild. Absolutely. You keep him around. He plays. He produces. He's a dog. He's a two-way player, man. He's a guy that you keep around, man. Let's see. Virginia Slim, how you doing tonight? Says Bilal don't have to work as hard defensively with Champagnie and Sarr and many others stepping up defensively. Absolutely. Everyone should have more energy to perform better on the offensive side. Yeah, I think that, you see what pieces are future pieces. And it kind of goes back to the article, right? You move on from some of these vets, man. You have young guys who are ready to play significant minutes. Make it a youth movement. Give them that experience now. Especially we have our core now. We're just waiting to add it through the 2025 draft. You have the core. You have the young core here. Put them in the starting five and give them that experience. Run JP, put these young guys in there, and run them in the second half. But it's time to move on from some of these vets, man. I get what they're saying when it comes to leadership. I agree 100%. Excuse me. I agree with, veteran leadership is very important, but you have that Anthony Gill. You have that in Jordan Poole. Kyle Kuzma, until you find that for the future, but I think that, it's conscious team friendly. So, you're not going to bring the bank keeping them, but I think you definitely get value for them. Same thing with Jonas Valanciunas. Malcolm Brogdon to me is going to be the harder of the three to move. I think Corey Kispert could be definitely movable, even though I think due to his contract extension kicking in next year, he's not eligible to be moved till next year. So Corey Kispert, chances are, could they finesse something, try to do some intricate move? Yeah, they probably could, but they're probably going to keep him till next year. And I think, give him the opportunity to get his value back up, see if he can definitely get back to being that Corey Kispert that we know he is. And Johnny Davis has shown something. So he's going to have some interest. There's going to be a team out there. There's going to be a team or two out there. There's going to be like, we could probably fix that. We could definitely fix that. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Igor Lanchinkov. Ooh, I think I got it. He says, JP be killing me with the bad passing tonight. Slow down. You can't always play that fast. I agree. Let the game come to you. It definitely look like he's trying to do too much. And you definitely want to see him be aggressive. But, Like I said, I'm with you on that. You know, sometimes just slow it down. And 7 turnovers, yeah, alarming, but I'm not ready to panic. I think he's definitely going to figure it out, man. Let's see. Link, how you doing tonight? Says Tommy Shepard was in charge of the team the whole season prior to the 2023 draft, and it was mostly his fault. We fell to 8. Makes it even more impressive. He can come in and trade up to 7 to get Black Kulabali. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is that I don't Will Dawkins, yeah, when you look at Tyus Jones, yeah, he got nothing. But we all knew that there was a chance Drew probably was going to let him walk for free. I made it known the whole time. You know, same thing, you know, Kristaps Porzingis was going to walk for nothing. So just the fact that we got Tyus, well, you know, tells you that we got something because he was going to walk. So we got something. So like I said, I think it's too early. I think he's done a good job drafting. His trades have been decent. I think Marvin Bagley III is a keeper. We were able to get him on the cheap. We were able to trade 2 guys who we were going to waive to get, you know, and like I said, I think that Marvin Bagley III, it was the writing was a wall for him in Detroit. I think we got a guy who can play. He's a 3-level scorer. He's a guy who could definitely get very active in the paint. Not a sniper per se from 3, but he can definitely has the capabilities to hit that shot. So I'm with you on that. Black Kulabali is going to be a star. And I think that, you know, especially once you hit past the deadline, you know, not even then, guys, because you see the potential now. 27 points. The 3-point shot was looking fluid. With him and with any young player, it's all about confidence. And when his confidence is high, he plays at a star level, in my opinion. He's going to be a star. You know, he's got still has some work to do. He's not a finished product, but he is well on his way, in my humble opinion. Let's see. Delete. How you doing tonight? Says Blau is a future star. Trust the process. His offense is starting to build when he has more confidence. Absolutely. I agree 100%. He is a future star and trust the process. We're heading in the right direction. But I think that, again, guys, definitely on the chat and in the comment section after I end the video, please get in the comment section. Let me know, do you agree, disagree? I firmly believe we need to move on from a lot of these bets. That's me. If you're looking at the future, give the future opportunity to build up chemistry together. You know, Jonas Valanciunas played well here, but I think you shop him. Kyle Kuzma, you shop him. You know, Malcolm Brogdon, you still shop him. Corey Kispert is going to be here till the offseason. Johnny Davis, he could be definitely a throw-in. He's a guy that some team, and even then, Brian Keefe say, look, I could work with this kid. I could definitely try to see if I can get him to improve even more. So, like I said, we're in a good position where we have choices. That's the biggest thing to look at, is that we have choices. We have not always had choices. We've always been pinned down by contracts or pinned down by incompetency in the front office. Now we have a competent front office. So I'm not ready to even look. I criticize when it's called upon. You guys know me, man. I throw smoke when it's called upon. I have no problem throwing smoke in anybody's direction. I think it's something that people do respect about me, is that I'm not a biased person. Like when it's time to praise somebody, you give them praise. When it's time to criticize somebody, you criticize somebody. I had no problem going criticize anybody, because this is part of the nature of being a basketball analyst. But you know, when it comes to the front office, this is a good front office. They have proven that this is good front office. Give them, it's still year 2 for rebuild. Give them that opportunity. Let's see. So I'm trying to get through this. I hate to miss anybody's comments, but like I said, I'm trying to bring the episodes down a little bit. Let's see. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. Joshua Clark, okay, represent Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He says, it's your boy, Mr. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Get that man Champagne a starting spot for good. I love the hustle. Also, my man Gil keeps his head up. Love the leadership. Johnny Davis, he showed heart. I agree with everything you said. Everything. Johnny Davis showed immense heart. Shows improved offensive skill set. Defensively, still that guy. Anthony Gill, that's what I'm saying. If you look at the leadership, you have that already. You have it in the building already. Same thing with Jordan Poole. Jonas Valanciunas, I do agree to a certain degree with his leadership, but trade deadline comes along. Look, we've got 2 days till he's eligible. Shop him. I mean, it's time to start a youth movement. Start the future. You know, see what you have in the future, man. But I appreciate you, man. Josh Clark, shout out to Mr. Baton Rouge. All right, so let's see. He also says, man, it would be cool if you came to New Orleans versus the Pelicans game when I'm here. That would be great content for sure. Keep up the good work. Hey, first of all, appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you taking time to rock with your boy, man. I'll be in New Orleans, man, but I will be in New Orleans towards the end of the season. So I don't know. I have to look at the schedule. I don't know if they're going to be playing when I'm down there. But I will be in New Orleans early part of next year. So like I said, it would be a pleasure to kick it with you and chop it up, man. But I don't know if I'll be there for the Pelicans game, man. But I'm definitely looking forward to hanging out in the Crescent City. So let's see. Let's try to get through this, guys, man. Armand, what's up, my guy, man? It says, what's good, Big Brandon? The top G of the DC. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love, guys. Like I said, you guys, man, I just appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to rock with your boy. It's Friday night, and this bourbon over here is giving me the slight eye. So let's get through this thing. All right, Plain Ounces was good. It says great game, but it's very ridiculous how disproportionate the free throw opportunities were for in favor of the Cavs. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're in Cleveland. So winning Cleveland, it is what it is on that front, man. I'm gonna try to knock out 2 to 3 more comments, guys. So let's see. My guy. Let's see. Oh, Brandon Armand says Brandon has a hat on his wall for every Wizards win in the last 2 seasons. I'm definitely a hat head, man. But let's see. Oh, Goldo Beard, man, how you doing tonight? His comment is, I don't see how the front office automatically thinks getting picks for the next 2 to 3 years automatically thinks going to be a good team. Got to worry about the roster now and see how they fit in the future. That's what I'm saying. You move on from a lot of these vets, and when you look at picks, and a lot of people get on me about, trade scenarios where we're looking at 2031 picks. Once you get to 2031, it's not about acquiring talent to the draft. You need those picks when you want to add that Donovan Mitchell, when you want to add that Cat, when you want to add that one piece to add to your young core moving forward to make that playoff push, to make that contingent push. Those later picks are being very important. That's why you definitely want to get picks in 2025, 26. But 27, 28, 29, and 30, even 31 are important because you need to stockpile as much picks as you can. So it's all from, it's chestnut checkers. When you want to go get that one guy, that Rudy Gobert from Minnesota, it took how many first-round picks to get him? It took how many first-round picks to get Donovan Mitchell? So first-round picks fit 2 modes. To acquire young talent early in your rebuild, and number 2, to use as collateral, man, to get those top-tier players that you add to your franchise to push you over the top. Let's see. Showtime. Zebo says, respectively disagree is year 2 for Dawkins and Winger. Criticism of them not trading Kuzma is looking worse and worse. I agree about not moving Kyle Kuzma, and I agree is year 2. You want to see something. I'm saying this. Next year, I got to see something. I'm with you. I definitely appreciate, respectfully disagreeing. And you guys know me. I love dialogue, man. But I actually agree. I agree with you. You need to see something next year, man. And that's what I'm saying. Start the youth movement now. Do it now. Don't wait. Move the vets. Start the youth movement. At the deadline, go get a young player. Moses Moody. Kuminga is playing good ball right now. So I don't know if they're willing to give up Kuminga. But there's young prospects in this league where you can add them. And you go and go get a Cooper Flag, Ace Belly. Dylan Harper. I'm trying to tell you about Dylan Harper now. This rebuild doesn't have to take forever. But I'm with you. Kyle Kuzma, you probably should have made that move last year. You're not going to get 2 first-round picks. So I agree, but I'm waiting until next year because I need to see some progress next year. Year 3 in a rebuild, you got to see something. So, hey, man, I'm with you. I am with you because I think that they're good front office? Yes, but they still got ways to go. I mean, this whole organization overall, everybody has ways to go. I mean, first-time GM, first-time head coach, and a very young core, and you have veterans who, you have to shop and get some value for. So I'm with you on that, man. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to do a couple more guys. Shook Biz One, my guy, says, Corey Kispert traded to the Virginia Highway Patrol K9 unit. Still can't get over that mustache. Yeah, man. Wow, you're a trip. Shook Biz One also said, oh, man, I love to share a beer. Hey, basketball criticism. Him and Locked on Law. Okay, good to see y'all kicking it out, man. Definitely chopping it with each other. Local DC, not anymore. So let's see. We're going to do one more, guys. And this is going to be the last comment of the night. John Hickens says, right now we're playing for Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper. Amen. Amen. We got one more. My guy. One more. This is going to be it, guys. Like I said, I love answering questions, man, but I got to shorten these things out. So it says, if we get Dylan Harper, what do we do? What do we do with our guards? And so we move Poole at the point. I don't know, Brandon. And this is Dan's Tico 84. See, I got it. I agree. If you look at this draft, I don't think that you refrain from getting a 2-guard. If you miss out on Cooper Flag, and it really depends on what you want to do to 2-guard, if you get Ace Bailey, because Ace Bailey is a wing, and I don't see him at the 4, and I don't see him at 2. So you're probably moving below to the 2. So it really depends. You got to make hard choices in 3 years. Jordan Poole, I think he's played good basketball this season. I think he could be part of the future. And, yes, you want to prioritize extensions for these young guys, but let's be real. If you have that type of talent on the team, there's ways where you can retain him and still re-sign Bilal, re-sign these guys. But here's the thing, man. Dylan Harper, it changes things because Jordan Poole is a guy who, at least for the next 2 to 3 years, is the guy at point guard. Now, things change all the time, right? But Bub Carrington has shown a lot of potential as a floor general. He's not anywhere close to taking over the job from Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's going to hold it down for a while. But Dylan Harper, I would not. To be totally honest, there's nobody on the roster going to keep me from adding talent to two guard. I think that if you miss out on Cooper Flag, I think if you miss out on, Ace Belly is not that guy that you can see fitting with this squad going forward, you run to the podium and you get Dylan Harper. I mean, he's that good. I mean, so you could probably see, long term, because I don't want nobody mad at me now. Long term, you're looking at a backcourt of probably Bub Carrington and Dylan Harper. And with Jordan Poole, obviously he's going to be around for at least the next 2 or 3 years. And so, like I said, we have options. That's the biggest thing. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it. I'm not going to do any 3 keys to victory or development for the Boston Celtics game. I mean, they're the defending champs, so it's going to be a long night. So, I mean, let's play hard, man. So, I hope everybody definitely enjoys your weekend. Like I said, we will be going live on Sunday to the Washington Wizards 6 o'clock tip off. We'll be playing the Boston Celtics on Sunday, so definitely tune in for that. And we will be going live after that game like we always do. So, again, guys, before I roll, blessings and all love, man. Definitely appreciate you guys taking time out of your day or night to come over here and rock with your boy, man. Like I said, this channel's success is due to you guys, man. I got a small part. I just talk a lot, right? You guys are the reason why this channel has grown. So appreciate you guys. You guys enjoy your weekend. If you drink responsibly. Drink at home. Just go to ABC and get a bottle. I mean, there's no reason to drink. Drive, smoke at home. All right. Definitely, stay at home and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your family and friends. And I will see you guys on Sunday. So hail to the Wizards and peace. Everybody have a good weekend.